The latest is the nation praised for Superman, plus Sybil's new boyfriend and all the details of the Friends wedding, only on Hard Copy next.
A special allocation of America's best-selling car, Ford Taurus, means now's the best time to save big on a huge selection. Now get 6.9 APR financing or up to $1,500 cash back from Ford. And Taurus comes loaded with dual airbags, V6 power, and air conditioning, plus up to $1,500 cash back. But hurry, it all ends June 3rd, and so does your chance to get $1,500 cash back or 6.9 financing. So get to your Quality Plus Ford dealer and get the best Taurus deal of the year.
Avoid the jam. Traffic updates at 2, 12, 22, 32, 42, and 52 minutes after the hour. Every 10 minutes only on KYW News Radio.
KYW News Radio, 1060.
Even though my father began Peddler's Village over 30 years ago, we still work hard every day to make sure every visit is a memorable one. Whether it's preparing our delicious foods or making sure our rooms are perfect, creating dreams for children or tasting our treats, finding ways to create beauty and making sure there's entertainment for the whole family, trying unique items in our shops, or just going the extra mile for our visitors.
Donna, did you check
It's done, Dad. Visit Peddler's Village, where we prepared everything just for you.
Peddler's Village, creating memorable experiences, one visit at a time.
The Children's Miracle Network Telethon starting Saturday night at 9.
Tonight on Hard Copy.
Go on, boy. Get up there and fight it out.
Christopher Reeve, as doctors fear the worst.
It is a quite grave prognosis.
Friends and family hope for the best.
We all obviously hope for his recovery.
We're all sending our thoughts and prayers for your well-being.
Tonight, the nation sends their prayers for Superman. Marcus Allen hauled into court in the Simpson case.
The Simpson team wants Marcus to admit to the jury he had an affair with Nicole.
He denied having the affair, but now O.J.'s football buddy may be forced to reveal the truth about their relationship. It's Marcus Allen's day in court. Sybil Shepherd, single no more.
The new queen of CBS.
Now, Hard Copy has the story of the man who tamed the tigress of primetime.
This looks like a real romance because of the way that they're not afraid to show affection in public.
They work together, they play together, and now they live together. It's the untold story of Sybil's main man. A Friends star ties the knot, and the cast was there.
She had about 140 guests, including the entire cast of Friends with one exception.
They arrived stag, and no one caught the bouquet. We've got all the party details of the Friends wedding. For Thursday, June 1st, 1995, this is Hard Copy.
Handsome football star Marcus Allen. His life may soon be turned upside down by the Simpson trial. Good evening, I'm Terry Murphy. Barry Nolan is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. We will tell you why O.J. Simpson's friend Marcus Allen does not want to answer questions about his relationship with Nicole Simpson. That story is coming up. But first, Superman Christopher Reeve is fighting for his life tonight as friends and family gather at his bedside, fearing the worst but hoping for the best. Doug Bruckner reports on Superman's toughest battle yet.
The tragic word came late yesterday that Christopher Reeve is indeed paralyzed. Everyone had held out hope that the star of Superman would walk again. Now the sad news, that may never be. Tonight, fans and friends around the world wish him well.
We all obviously hope for his recovery. I hope it's a quick recovery, but at least a recovery from this disaster.
We all pray for your total recovery. Our hearts are with you and your family, and our hearts are with the family.
Christopher Reeve remains in serious condition. No longer able to breathe on his own, he now needs a respirator. With his family by his side at a Virginia hospital, the world press waited for word on his condition. Finally, the sad announcement.
Mr. Reeve currently has no movement or spontaneous respiration. He may require surgery to stabilize the upper spine in the near future. At this time, it is premature to speculate about his long-term prognosis.
Then his brother, who bears a striking resemblance to the actor, came forward to thank everyone for their support.
Christopher deeply appreciates having received so many expressions of goodwill from so many people. We do not know what lies ahead. It means everything to Christopher and to his family to have all of your thoughts and prayers.
Tonight, fans continue to send their heartfelt prayers to Christopher Reeve and his family.
My heart goes out to him and his family. I wish him the very best. I can only have faith. My prayers are with them all.
Very sorry for the tragic accident, and I hope you get better.
I always identified Christopher Reeve as being Superman, so it's part of a childhood idol, I guess, you know, being struck down.
It's indeed hard to imagine the man we all think of as Superman suffering this way. Reeve was thrown from his horse during a competition last weekend. Dr. Rick Delamarter of UCLA Medical Center has been in contact with the actor's doctors.
He is mentally alert and able to blink his eyes, but he is intubated and unable to speak and has no function of the rest of his body.
Dr. Delamarter says that often an injury like the one Reeve suffered can be fatal.
This is as serious a cervical spine injury as can happen. It is a quite grave prognosis. If his condition remains completely quadriplegic, there will be no return of function.
Reeve has always led an active life, a competitive skier, diver, and equestrian. A man who lived life to the fullest. Now his passion for riding has left him fighting for his life.
Christopher, get well quick, and we're all sending our thoughts and prayers for your well-being. Bye, buddy.
It's sad as the devil that it had to come to this kind of a situation, and we're prayers. He gets these messages, come on, boy, get up there and fight it out.
Christopher Reeve was a man of action on and off the screen. He insisted on doing his own stunts for the original Superman movie in 1978. That film went on to gross over $300 million, and the sequels made him the first big action star of the 1980s. Terry?
Thanks, Doug. Now the Simpson trial. From the start, Marcus Allen has denied having an affair with O.J.'s ex-wife, Nicole. But now he's being hauled into court, and he may have to answer the questions he's tried very hard to avoid. Diane Diamond reports in tonight's O.J. Digest.
They were like brothers, O.J. and Marcus Allen, best friends who were inseparable. They played together, they partied together, but when O.J.'s ex-wife Nicole was savagely murdered, for some unexplained reason, Marcus Allen was a no-show at her funeral. Then reports surfaced that Allen had had a months-long love affair with Nicole. It stunned everyone.
He was always telling her that O.J. had treated her improperly, you know, in their marriage. He was always saying that she deserved better. I said to Nicole over and over that was the wrong thing to do. That was setting herself up for violence.
Marcus Allen has always publicly denied he had an affair with Nicole, and when questioned by police, he stuck to his story. But now Allen may be forced under oath to reveal the truth about his relationship with Nicole. Tomorrow, O.J.'s attorneys are forcing the Kansas City chief football star into a Missouri courtroom to try to get him back to Los Angeles to testify. O.J.'s attorneys claim that Allen told O.J. about his sexual relationship with Nicole, and they're banking that Marcus Allen will testify that O.J. Simpson is not the control freak, jealous ex-husband that the prosecution wants the jury to believe. Simpson may need Allen's testimony because Judge Ito delivered another blow to the defense, allowing the prosecution to show the jury gruesome photos from both the crime scene and Nicole and Ron Goldman's autopsies.
The prosecutors want these photos to have such an overwhelming emotional impact on the jurors that every time they look at O.J. Simpson, they'll get nauseous.
photograph itself.
And that's why at an earlier hearing, prosecutors argued so strongly to have the crime and autopsy photos entered into evidence, and why defense attorneys fought so hard to keep them away from the jury.
And I would say it'd be very rare that anyone would look at these photographs and not really get sick to their stomach.
Defense attorney Robert Shapiro went on to describe the disturbing nature of one of Nicole's photographs.
Some type of block was put by the coroner under the neck to take the wound and open it up so that you can clearly see into the interior of the throat.
The defense has been worried since before the trial began that the grim nature of autopsy photos would turn the jurors against O.J. Simpson.
Judge Ito called the photographs horrible and terrible, but he agreed with prosecutors who said they needed the pictures to illustrate their theory that one person was able to kill both victims using a single knife within a short period of time. Through sources, I was able to see many of the crime scene and autopsy photos. The brutal, bloody aftermath of the double murders is apparent in a glimpse. The autopsy photos will be ones that the jury will never be able to forget. The gaping wound at Nicole Brown Simpson's neck is exposed to show her near decapitation. As for Ron Goldman, the jury will be able to see that he was stabbed repeatedly in the chest. His neck was also slashed. Both bodies show the result of a frenzied attack. Jurors will have to look at the photographs soon, perhaps as early as next week. However, the public will not be shown the brutal images.
There's no legal reason why these photos cannot be shown on television. In this case, it's really a sensitivity to the family's desires and the fact that there are so many people watching on television.
And the nationwide audience for this real-life drama heard more today from the last ousted juror, Francine Florio Bunton. You might remember she was the one dismissed for reportedly seeking a book deal. Well, now she is quoted in a national newspaper as saying that if there is a mistrial, it will be Judge Ito who's to blame. She said Ito is, quote, wild, and he's leading the trial down the road to a mistrial. Court action got started late today with yet another closed-door meeting about possible juror misconduct. A 28-year-old Latina juror was the one under apparent scrutiny. But when court did finally get underway, there was no mention made of any dismissals. And with the DNA testimony wrapping up now, the jury hears next from the L.A. County Coroner's Office. That means those autopsy photos will come up soon. Terry?
Thanks, Diane. Now, a dark and deadly secret hidden for nearly 30 years. She says she saw her father murder her mother, and now she wants justice. Where the body was buried, that's next. And then, a star from the hit show Friends gets hitched, and the whole cast was there for the big bash.
They all danced until the wee hours, having a great time. Jennifer Aniston showed up, Matt LeBlanc showed up, Matthew Perry showed up, Courtney Cox showed up.
The Friends wedding. Plus, who's that guy on Sybil's arm?
The new queen of CBS.
Get the lowdown on Sybil's main man.
Tomorrow on Hard Copy, one man's bizarre obsession with Wynonna Judd.
When Nona called him and she talked to Jack on the telephone, from what I was told, for over 2 hours.
After members of his family mysteriously died, he wrote to the country singer to gain her sympathy. But now some say Wynonna's #1 fan may be their #1 suspect.
He was following all of her concerts and he was staying in the same hotels.
It's the strange story of how the singer got caught in the middle, the Wynonna mystery. Plus, why is Sharon Stone so upset?
And I cannot take it.
It's the sexy star's latest passion, Tears for Sharon. Tomorrow on Hard Copy.
Domino's deep dish always gets.
And how was
Quite a reaction.
Your day, Mom. Peachy.
It's Domino's
Ultimate Deep Dish.
Real cheese, zesty herbs, all on a golden thick crust. Now just $9.99 for a medium with up to 3 toppings.
Domino's.
If you're looking for the right bra, come to S&C's sale on Vanity Fair bras and pants.
Buy one and your second is 50% off at Strawbridge and Clothier.
The cost of living in America continues to go up. Yet the cost of leasing a Cadillac has just gone down. Right now, current Cadillac owners can lease a new DeVille for just $399 a month with $1,887 down. That's $99 less a month than it was 2 years ago. With so many things going up, you can count on Cadillac to bring the cost of luxury down. See your Cadillac dealer today. Cadillac, creating a higher standard.
Take a minute for your health with Health Capsule. Look for the Health Capsule report just before hard copy.
Kids are really pros at messing up their clothes. Look at those stains. Well, every mother knows they're not a problem with all, so relax. New Color Safe Bleaching Action all whitens and brightens without bleach. Let those kids do what they're going to do. You've got ALL lifting stains for you, so relax. The stain lifter, that's all.
This Saturday, shop Strawbridge and Clothier's warehouse sale on Island Avenue near the airport. Save on housewares, furniture, and electronics. This Saturday from 8:30 to 5.
Domino's deep dish always gets. And how was quite a reaction.
Your day, Mom.
It's Domino's
Ultimate Deep Dish.
Real cheese, zesty herbs, all on a golden thick crust. Now just $9.99 for a medium with up to 3 toppings.
Domino's. Before it's all over the papers, before it's all over TV, before it's news, it's hard copy. Always a headline ahead.
It was a family secret that Laura kept buried deep inside of her for nearly 30 years. Memories of her mother's murder that haunted her until she found the courage to face the killer. Jody Baskerville reports.
For nearly 30 years, the disappearance of Diane Keidel was one of Phoenix's biggest mysteries. And all the while, her daughter Lori kept a horrible secret. Lori knew where her mother was, but she was too afraid to speak out. Now, after 3 decades of silence, Lori has come forward. She told authorities she saw her own father kill her mother, and she told them where the body was buried.
It led us to the excavation in the backyard where the remains were found, and obviously if the remains hadn't been found there, we wouldn't have been able to continue with the case.
With the help of therapy and lots of courage, Lori faced the man she says murdered her mother. The showdown took place inside this Phoenix courtroom.
Do you love your father?
Yes, sir, I love my father.
Have you told the truth today?
Yes, sir, I've told the truth.
The truth was uncovered in this backyard. That's where Lori testified she witnessed her father, Gene Keidel, bury his wife after a vicious argument that ended in murder. She was just 5 years old when it happened. 28 years later, Lori wrote to police, and the case was reopened. When police searched the backyard, they found the shocking truth: the skeletal remains of Lori's mother.
The remains of the Keidel woman were found under a slab of concrete located on the west side of the house. It had been buried for some almost 30 years. So the full skeleton was intact. The appearance is there was a makeshift grave that was just kind of raked and dug out of a side portion of the house, and then the body was laid to rest there.
The gruesome discovery was enough to convince prosecutors they had a case against Gene Keidel. And in a hushed courtroom with her father watching, Lori described what she and her sister saw on the night their mother was brutally beaten to death.
What happens when your father strikes her as she's standing next to the Arcadia door?
She whips back and hits her head on the center railing of the Arcadia door.
What does she do then?
She slides very slowly to the floor and lays on the floor.
Where's Susan?
Susan is still standing next to me.
For years, Lori kept the memories of that violent night hidden deep inside her. She was terrified of her father, and her mother's disappearance was treated like a missing persons case. She says her father even helped circulate these flyers shortly after the murder. When she testified against her father, Lori Romanek talked about a childhood that was haunted by the sudden disappearance of her mother and the tragic death of two sisters just 3 months later in a suspicious house fire.
Lori was covered by her sister during the fire, and that saved her life. And that's some of the images and some of the feelings that she had, hidden for a long time.
Lori's life was spared in that fire, and now, despite the best efforts of her father to keep her and her sister quiet, the phantoms trapped deep inside her memory have surfaced. She's revealed what she saw that chilling night, the night her childhood innocence was shattered. The jury believed her.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We, the jury, duly entitled and sworn in the above titled action upon our oaths, do find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree.
Ever since she came forward to tell her story, Lori has lived in fear of retaliation from her father. Now she says a guilty verdict is the only thing that will make her feel safe once again. Terry?
Thanks, Jody. Now, the cast of Friends got together to celebrate this weekend as one of the sexy sextet tied the knot. Doug Bruckner has all the wedding details.
It was a scene similar to this last weekend when the cast of Friends reunited for one more season finale, the real-life wedding of one of their own. Can you guess who?
They all danced until the wee hours, having a great time. Jennifer Aniston showed up, Matt LeBlanc showed up, Matthew Perry showed up, Courtney Cox showed up.
That's two friends left, and we can't imagine David Schwimmer wearing a veil. That leaves Lisa Kudrow as the lovely bride. But don't worry, her wedding day was far from anything ditzy Phoebe would plan.
Lisa wore a very traditional white dress, no train, no veil, no hoopla.
Nothing special.
Lisa married Michael Stern, a French ad man she met just over a year ago. After they got engaged, Lisa's career exploded, but Michael stood by her side. That's when she knew he was her friend for life.
His entire family came all the way from France to enjoy the wedding. It was very fitting when the groom's father stood up and made the toast in both English and in French.
The setting was Malibu, and the entire cast went stag. Even Courtney Cox, who just split from ex-Batman Michael Keaton.
Courtney stayed with Jennifer Aniston most of the evening, so to have a date so quickly just didn't seem right for her.
The only no-show was David Schwimmer. He was working on The Pallbearer, his movie project back in New York.
Lisa Kudrow wanted a very sedate, nice, quiet wedding. She probably didn't spend over $40,000 on her wedding.
Hey, why go crazy? These guys get their kicks dancing in a fountain. But we wonder who caught the bouquet.
Friends of the couple say honeymoon plans have yet to be announced. Now, Sybil Shepherd, single no more. The tigress of prime time has been tamed. We'll show you Sybil's main man next.
Call Hard Copy's Your voicemail with your comments on tonight's show at 1-900-268-6868. Each call costs 50 cents.
From the best-selling author of Jurassic Park.
What was that?
On Friday, June 9th. Enter a world where man is the endangered species. Congo. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, June 9th at theaters everywhere.
They're the young guns of racing. And on their Sunday afternoon showdown, these next-generation superstars start with the next-generation Die-Hard battery. The longest-lasting Die-Hard ever. The same Die-Hard you can buy at Sears. Don't trust your Sunday drives to anything less.
Our house is a very, very, very fine house.
The new Rickle has everything you need to make a house a home. All priced right every day. This week, save on AquaChem 3-inch chlorine tablets and Krylon spray paint for indoor or outdoor use. And now, with nearly 100 stores, there's sure to be a Rickle near you. The new Rickle.
bringing it all closer to home.
9 to 5. Nobody keeps those hours anymore. Breakfast is now the most important meal of the business day. But sometimes you need more than coffee to start your day. You need an important package. Introducing UPS Early AM Delivery. Not just by 10:30, but by 8:30 a.m. guaranteed. The business day may seem endless, but at least now you know when it can begin. UPS, moving at the speed of business.
Sybil Shepherd. She's in love, and this time she's determined to stay that way. The twice-married star says she won't be hearing wedding bells anytime soon.
The new queen of CBS.
It's Sybil Shepherd. She's hip, she's flip, and she's in love. Robert Martin is his name, and music is his game. They've been stepping out for the past 2 years, ever since the sax man and the chanteuse met on her cabaret tour. Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are?
He has his own career. He's not one of these guys who's going to become boyfriend slash lover slash manager.
And what's more, he's able to let Sybil bask solo in the spotlight.
You got makeup on here?
I got eye makeup on.
Uh-huh.
Sybil is just glowing these days. She's got a hit series that just replaced Murder, She Wrote on Sundays.
You should change the name of your show to Sybil She Wrote.
She seems more happy. She seems more outgoing. Everything seems to be going well for her.
The 45-year-old Sybil and her man are living together at her house in Los Angeles. But the twice-married actress says she won't be a heartbreak kid again.
Beautiful. Get married?
What? No.
And Sybil says she plans on spending lots of quality time with her family this summer. We'll be right back.
Their jobs get more dangerous every day.
I never wanted him to be a cop.
But how do their loved ones go on when their worst nightmares become reality? I'm Larry Kane. Join me for the Bulletin tomorrow at 8 on KYW3.
I had the most moving experience the other day. It involved me, my family, and a brand new Ford Windstar. When we went to our Ford dealer, we were instantly sold on Windstar. And not only did we get $1,000 cash back, we could choose from any minivan on the lot. No other minivan has more passenger room, and there's plenty of cargo room for those family vacations. It's ideal for the family on the move.
$1,000 cash back on Windstar is for a limited time, so you better move it to your Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
Somebody had fun. Rated R. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
KYW.
Think of where you have to go this morning. Think of all you have to go through to get there. That's why KYW News Radio and KYW TV have joined forces. So you can count on more people, more news, more traffic, and more weather updates. And that's something you need as much as your morning coffee. KYW News, working together for coverage you can count on.
They claim this new ice cream has all the great taste with none of the fat or cholesterol. Could it really be true? Paul Moriarty brings in the experts to put it to the test. Tonight at 11 on KYW News 3. Coverage you can count on.
Finally tonight, viewers were quite touched over our story, The Superman Tragedy. We leave you with some of your well wishes for Christopher Reeve. I'm Terry Murphy. Good night.
Hi, my name is Elaine. I'm calling from Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. I'm calling regarding the Christopher Reeve story. I just want to let him know that my heart and prayers go out to him, and we've had a similar tragedy in our family, and there will be a brighter tomorrow. Thank you.
My name is Linda. I'm calling from Twinsburg, Ohio. In regard to the Christopher Reeve story, my heart goes out to him. He's a very talented actor, and I hope that he gets well very soon. Thank you.
Let
let it all out. It's okay. Sony Handycam camcorders feature Steady Shot, the system that prevents bumps and shakes without making your pictures smaller or grainier, so you can hold up your Handycam without holding back your emotions. Sony Handycam with Steady Shot. Life can be so simple.
For a great selection of Sony camcorders, 4 free tickets to Sesame Place, and up to $100 in cash rebates, visit the Camera Shop Incorporated, where the focus is on you.
Joanne McGovern believes in sticking to the schedule. She expects associates to be on.
Had a history of seizures? That's correct.
They may be your grandparents or even your parents.
She was very bold and determined to drive.
Should everyone have the right to drive?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Next week.